It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Boston Celtics going up against the Heat in Miami. For the Heat, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball, looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. This team has so many weapons late in games, but perhaps the biggest of them all is Kyrie Irving. Shaq, do you view Kyrie as the most clutch player in the NBA right now?
I wouldn't say the most clutch, Ernie, but his biggest shot was his three in the 2016 finals. I think it cemented him as one of the most clutch players we have, but not the most.
No, not the most, but it's too early in his career, but he is clutch. You give him the ball, he makes things happen. And not only with his shot making, Ernie, his passing ability at now is increased. So he makes great passes and clutch shots.
The game is about ready to tip off. Let's send you to Kevin Harlan for the call.
"2K Sports" welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's an Eastern Conference battle at the American Airlines Arena here in Miami, Florida, as the Heat look to work the home court advantage. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Celtics made a special trip here for one game, back in Boston for the next one. They've been picking up some steam, and if they can play this well all season, they'll be in excellent shape.
Just a lot of positive momentum with this young team. Kevin, you can just see the confidence almost oozing out of these guys, and that's always important for a young team. Get some wins, build some confidence, and typically that can perpetuate itself into success.
And in the early part of the season, a lot of players, Chris, are just trying to get into the rhythm of the season. When did you feel like the NBA season truly was in full swing for you?
For me, it had to be in full swing day one. I had to be ready because I was playing against the best at my position, and I wanted to establish myself as the best at my position. And so that's why I think that I tried to have an advantage over other players. Where guys were trying to get a rhythm, I made sure that I used the preseason for that because I wanted to come into the beginning of the season gangbusters, knowing you're going to have your ups and downs during the season, but this is not something where you can just warm your way up into the season. You better come out ready to go, or you're going to be looking, trying to find your rhythm all year long.
That's a good message all players should hear. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Irving and Brown pair at the 1 and the 2. Aaron Baines out there with Marcus Morris, and it's Tatum in at the 3 spot.
And with all the talk about Kyrie coming to Boston, you still have to figure how he'll fit in to the team. Has this year and next left on his contract, player option after that, but with his scoring and shooting should make this offense even more potent.
One shot.
That free throw good from Kyrie Irving.
And when you put a player of Kyrie's ability into this Boston system, you have to expect good things. Irving does so much for himself and others. The longer he plays with the team, I think the more comfortable he'll become.
Now here's Dragic. Against Phoenix, he was really on his game. Plays it up and banks it in. Dragic has got his first points of the game.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Dragic against Irving. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. They get Hassan Whiteside.
I gotta love how Irving forces the issue. He makes the D get aggressive with him. He's skilled at getting to the line.
While some are still speculating as to why Kyrie wanted out, the reality is, and it's this case with all great players, he feels like he's good enough to be the man on a team that can contend for a championship. And you might question how he went about it, but he's basically been a pro in his approach, and now he's got the chance.
And that one misses.
And there is going to be a lot of discussion over Irving's decision to want out for a long time. And what he does the next few years may end up defining his legacy. He is all in on himself, and it could pay off huge or fizzle out.
And he sinks the second.
If you ask me, Irving has quickly ascended into one of the league's best players. I mean, a fast, lethal point guard with a beautiful jump shot. What else can you ask for?
Now here's Dragic. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run. Here's Morris. Passes it to Baines. Morris a screen. He hits Brown with the drive and finished off by Brown.
Oh, you gotta love the explosiveness. Brown just eating up any lane to the basket he sees.
Raiders against Brown. Baseline J on the way. Count it. Good.
Solid trip down the floor. The offense is firing on all cylinders.
And here is Irving. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. From about 16, and it's Boston with another.
Irving, just an exceptional scorer, so effortless. You gotta appreciate his shooting form.
It's all tied in Miami, and we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after some stints abroad. He talked about his approach to the game.
I play the game how it's supposed to be played. I play offense, I play defense, I rebound, steals, blocks. You know, I'm pretty much that guy who likes to work hard and don't want anybody to beat him out, you know, except the challenge.
That's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out the best in everybody on that team. They just kind of feed off of his effort and desire.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And when you consider how the Heat are doing, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Playing smart in this first period. Credit their unselfish play.
Always a good strategy. Get as many people involved as you can early on.
They've got Winslow. James Johnson is out there with Kelly Olynyk. Then there's Wayne Ellington. And it's Johnson in at the point guard. So that's who Miami starts the second with. Well, Greg, Justice Winslow had a year that he'd like to forget. His second season in the NBA. Only played in the 18 games before sitting out the rest of the way after a torn labrum.
And we're just happy to see the young man back out on the floor so that he can continue to develop. Always a fantastic defender. And you forget, still a very young player who can round into a contributor, I believe, on offense.
The offensive rebound. Baines with the block. And he recovers it. Hecht and still knocked it down. Nice composure. The Heat shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
And that one falls for Johnson. And the Celtics franchise with the league-leading 17 NBA championships, their last in 2008.
Yeah, and with the talent and assets they possess, they might be in the hunt for banner number 18 before you know it. One of the beasts of the East, without question.
Clock at 6. Rozier. Rebound by the Heat. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
Away from home, you got to execute, and they did that flawlessly.
Yeah, and they also controlled the pace of the game for most of the night. Outstanding effort in a hostile environment.
Now here's Johnson. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Right side kicks to Ellington. Here's Johnson. The stupendous finish in traffic. Johnson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Love the grit on the offensive glass. Those are just effort points.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. It's the Heat. They're up by 2. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, what needs to change going ahead in the second half?
It starts with getting some stops. We got to play off some misses, and we can't let them force us into 1 or 0 pass possessions. We've got to move the ball when we're in the half court, help each other with that, but we'd like to get some more in the open.
We'll see if you can get the pace where you want it. Thanks, Bo. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It's an interesting battle going on tonight. Ernie Johnson here with you folks, alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. You are watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. Kenny, let's start with you. What'd you think about the Heat?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Celtics?
Well, they had a hard time scoring inside. In fact, their offense was run almost exclusively along the perimeter. A lot of jumpers. That's too predictable. You got to mix it up.
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back to Kevin Harlan.
As we return to South Florida, a fantastic view of that famous stretch of sand, Miami Beach. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Nice game, great performance by James Johnson.
Unbelievable the way he dominated that offensive glass in those first 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Oh, yeah, creating multiple second chance opportunities, doing everything he can to try to help his team.
And we hear so much about this being the era of point guards, but you look at the crop of small forwards in the league today, wow, what a lineup. And talk about versatility. There are a lot of good ones out there.
Yeah, the NBA has changed a lot. The 2-guard used to be the most athletic position when you think about it, with the Jordans, the Clyde Drexlers, other guys, but it's really changed. And really look at the size. Kevin Durant, you know, I was always amazed. I'm a power forward at 6'9". He's 2 inches taller than me, and he can play the point guard. So the game is evolving when you look at Kevin Durant, LeBron, Kawhi Leonard, Antetokounmpo, Jimmy Butler, those type of guys. But you want to talk about versatility, playing both ends of the floor and being able to score and get buckets, these guys come to mind.
On the court right now for the Celtics, Irving and Brown pair at the 1 and the 2. Marcus Morris is out there with Tatum, and it's Baines in at the 5.
And what I like is that Irving is a confident scorer. Even amongst the trees, he finds a way to score the ball.
Gets the pass to Richardson. He feeds it to Waiters. Shoots over Brown. Here's Whiteside, and Tatum pulls it down.
But just the presence of the D in the lane is enough to make him short-arm that layup.
And on the way from Irving for 3.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Right a screen. Dragic kicks to Waiters. Right side, a screen on Brown. Just 4 to shoot. Waiters dishes to Richardson. Tries a 3. Here's Whiteside. Baines with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. Nineteen seconds left in the third. Now here's Waiters. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Back to Dragic. Fires for 3. He can't hit that time. That's the end of the third, and it's all tied up. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Hey, we're doing so many good things on offense. Keep moving it. Keep looking for it. We just have to challenge as well as we can down here.
And Brad Stevens happy with their motion. They're shot making, but still looking for more stops on D.
Yeah, I mean, it always feels like there's more you can do defensively. And that's probably the case here. They just have to keep grinding out on the floor.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Winslow and Olynyk fill up the forward spots. Tyler Johnson is out there with Dragic, and it's Adebayo in at the center position. It's the group on the floor for Miami. Now, here is Morris. Puts it up from 17. It's Adebayo with the rebound.
They came close there to tying it up.
Oh, you just hate to miss out on those kinds of opportunities, especially coming down the stretch.
They set the screen. Dragic with it. Guarded now by Morris. Shot from free throw range. And again, Goran Dragic. Now it's a 4-point Heat lead.
What a shot over the bigger defender. That could prove to be a massive bucket.
The bigger defender was no match for him right there. He picked him apart with ease on a crucial possession.
Now, here is Morris. Off the pick. And he goes right over Olynyk and slams it down.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Well, we want people to tune in, don't we? This is what they're tuning into. Big moments.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Here's Johnson. Olynyk sets a screen for Winslow. 5 on the clock.
Oh, just fantastic defense for Morris, getting right in the face of the shooter and coming up with the rejection.
To the left side wing. Rozier the pass to Brown. Here's Morris. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
And that's a clutch bucket by Morris, showing the team they can count on him down the stretch.
Timeout called, the Heat. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Kyrie Irving.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Raiders with the ball. Here's Dragic. Oh, couldn't sink the shot, and we're going to overtime. And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. We've got more in store for you right after this. Well, if you're just joining us, the intensity has really heated up in this one. As we watch this one go now to overtime. It'll be the Heat off the tip. So the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Heat, Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. Josh Richardson out there with White, and it's Whiteside in at the 5 spot. Now Tatum, after the missed 3 from Goran Dragic. Tatum kicks to Morris. Over White. It falls!
Now, these shots are important for Morris to make, demonstrating why he is seen as a leader of this squad.
Timeout called, the Heat. They're trailing by 2. There's 31 seconds left to play in OT, and this battle continuing. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, and looking at how much time they have, I think it's likely we'll see them try to get a good look and score quickly.
Dragic dishes to Waiters. Richardson with a screen for Waiters. Back to Dragic. Floats one up. Buries it. A huge shot to tie it up.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
Now, that's a gutsy take on this part to make that happen. Many would not have tried that over the larger defender.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. So it's Boston now. Irving passes to Smart.
Count it! Crunch time is his time. Smart wants that responsibility.
And the Heat call time here. They're trailing by 2. We've got 13 seconds left in the first overtime. Guys, what's your take?
You know what? You can go for the 3 to win or the 2 to tie. What's your choice in a situation like this?
If possible, I think you run something to let you go for the 3. Take the best shot available.
Richardson kicks to Dragic. Right side sets the pick for Waiters. Back to Dragic. Over Irving. It's good! He has tied up this game. Oh, what a shot.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And so we are tied again at the end of overtime. Now we're headed to overtime number 2. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. Welcome back to overtime basketball in what has been a tremendous battle so far. We're going to keep this one going. And it's the Heat with the ball. It's stolen by Morris. From 18 feet away. Tries again. Here's Dragic. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
And Dragic came into the NBA with something on his resume that not many other rookies have. He has a ring from winning the Slovenian Pro League the year before he came to America.
Two shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Now here is Morris. Outside Irving. Brown dishes to Irving. Knocked loose and stolen by Whiteside. And Brown over to help. Waiters gets a wide open look. Right between the eyes.
And they do have a foul to give.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They trail by 3. We've got 22 seconds left in the second overtime period, and here we are. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, you'd love to be able to clear space and get that triple, but you can also do the 2 with a quick foul.
Well, these are some of the toughest decisions. I mean, a good argument can be made for either case.
Here's Brown. Foul on the play. Basket count, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
And the determination of Brown is phenomenal. No one is going to stop these shots from going down.
He sinks the clutch free throw.
And the whole game resting on one free throw, and he buries it. Tremendous heart.
Timeout called, the Heat. Kicks to Johnson. Raiders against Brown. Now here's Waiters. He's covered closely. Right side a screen. The three. Bullseye!
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They play team ball. So if you pay him too much attention, that just leaves other guys open and is too difficult of an adjustment to make.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. Just 2 seconds left in the second overtime period, and here we are. Guys, what do you think?
And they need a 3 to tie. But look, they've got enough time here to find a good look. They can run a play off the inbounds, make sure they get it in the hands of their best shooter. Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Yeah, coming off of a good pick, you want to get that one. He gets the separation he needs. I know he would love to have that one back.
And so the big win by Miami in a tight game. The double overtime game can really take its toll on the players, and after this one, the officials, the fans, everyone's going to have to take a needed rest.
No doubt. I mean, when you have to dig that deep and play with that much determination to get a win, it was earned, and I tell you what, they've got to feel really good about themselves for fighting through.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Goran, congrats on the win tonight. Bench really came through tonight. What all has to happen for this team to really be clicking?
I mean, everybody's playing hard, you know, even the guys from the bench. You know, we need everybody, even including the bench. Everybody have to be focused, play hard, and especially in defense.
True team effort, got it done tonight. Thanks, Goran. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.